Cuomo is New York's nursing home death cover-up, a case that could reach the DOJ. Here's what Attorney General nominee Merrick Garland told lawmakers weeks ago when asked if it could be a fair investigation.
Of the senior official in the Cuomo administration that admitted to the cover-up. Will you at least commit to not having the investigation done by a person with a conflict of interest?
I can guarantee you that somebody with a conflict of interest will not be the person running an investigation of any kind.
Garland is likely going to be confirmed this week, and former DOJ counsel Jamil Jaffer joins me with whether he'll come through on that promise of impartiality. Jamil, before we get to that, will either of these situations end up in a full-blown DOJ investigation?
Well, we're not really sure. On the sexual harassment claims, that probably will be dealt with, internally to the New York governor's office. Maybe the state might investigate it. Unlikely there's a federal investigation there. With respect to the nursing home issue, because the numbers were reported to the Justice Department and it involves institutionalized persons, there is federal jurisdiction, and there is, we understand, again, based on reporting, that there's an investigation going on based out of the Eastern District's U.S. Attorney's Office in New York.
Okay, focusing on nursing homes, how confident are you that a Merrick Garland Justice Department will be fair and impartial with its investigation on the nursing home scandal?
Well, look, Judge Garland gave the right answer at the hearing to Senator Cruz's question when Senator Cruz asked about this, this issue. The U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, which is a neighboring district, the main district in New York, Audrey Strauss, is actually the mother-in-law of the Cuomo administration official, Melissa DeRosa, who actually reported to the state legislature that the administration froze like a deer in headlights when asked the question about nursing home numbers, because they were worried it'd be used in a DOJ investigation. And so she's the one that admitted it. Her mother-in-law is the U.S. attorney in SDNY. Now, that doesn't mean that she's going to oversee the investigation. He gave the right answer, so we'll see what happens going forward. But as you know, these issues of political influence at DOJ have been of concern of late to Democrats in the last administration. And so now we see Republicans raising the exact same concerns with the new nominee to the Justice Department.
I want to jump back to harassment for a moment and listen to the White House, Jen Psaki, commenting on what is going on in New York. And then I want to ask you a hypothetical coming out of that. First, take a listen.
Every woman coming forward, Charlotte, Lindsay, should be treated with respect and dignity. There is a process of reviewing, as you noted, an independent investigation. We will leave it to that process through the Attorney General to make a determination on the path forward.
All right, cynical Todd here for a moment, Jamil. Could you see a situation, a scenario where a Garland DOJ goes heavy both after Cuomo on the nursing homes and on sexual harassment to sort of say, look, we're being tough, we're being unbiased, even though this guy's a Democrat, all in an effort to ignore the Hunter Biden allegation?
Well, look, wherever there's a federal law that's been violated or regulation, the Justice Department should do its job, do a serious and thorough investigation, and go after the person, whether they're Republican or Democrat. They violate the law. They should be, charged and prosecuted if the evidence shows that. And so, whether they're looking to outweigh the Hunter Biden investigation or not is open to question. Obviously, that investigation still goes on also, as we understand it. So we'll see what happens with all of those. The main point, though, I think that we want to focus on is, the Democrats raised this issue about the last Justice Department. Republicans are now raising the same issue. Nobody should be surprised. Everyone wants to ensure that the Justice Department is free from political interference, and that's the key issue here at play.
Agreed. It's how we have a nation, if our law enforcers are impartial. Here's Cuomo's response, quote, "At work, sometimes I think I am being playful and make jokes that I think are funny. I now understand that my interactions may have been insensitive or too personal. I never inappropriately touched anybody, and I never propositioned anybody, and I never intended to make anyone feel uncomfortable." So there we have it. Jamil Jaffer, great job today. We appreciate your insight as always.